Welcome to the Career Kickoff webinar presented by the Center for Career Development. To successfully complete this assignment, you will first watch this webinar in its entirety. After viewing and taking notes on this webinar, you'll complete the Mythbusters quiz located within Husky CT. Following the Mythbusters quiz, you'll upload a copy of your resume to Handshake. Next, you'll schedule and attend a 20-minute virtual resume critique with the Center for Career Development. To schedule an appointment, you will use your Handshake portal. Lastly, you'll update your resume and upload a copy of your resume packet to Husky CT. Your resume packet will include a first draft resume, an updated draft resume, and a confirmation of your Career Center appointment. Throughout this presentation, you will be learning about the Center for Career Development, the sections of a resume, resume formatting and details, how to include transferable skills on your resume, how to tailor your bullet point statements, how to tailor your resume, and lastly, how to use your resume as a roadmap. The Center for Career Development is here to help you navigate the twists and turns that happen throughout your career journey. Your career journey is not linear. We help you shift your mindset, breaking down what you've been conditioned to believe about your major or career choices. You are here at UConn to determine who you are as professionals, which is a process that is independent of your class year, major, or industry. We're going to show you how we attempt to dispel the misconceptions and help students change their perspectives on career. So how do we do this? Well, we recognize that students need to be met where they are in terms of career. Your resume shows where you have been, but it also shows where you can go. Some of you may have come to college and may have had an internship before, and some of you may have not. Some of you may have had other types of experiences that have led you to where you are. We are committing to helping you work through your process of career development, starting from wherever you are and helping you move forward. Meeting you where you are and not where you're supposed to be means breaking out of the traditional expectations. It means recognizing that each of your timelines is unique to you, and your needs are going to grow and change just as you do. Our office has support and resources regardless of where you are on your career development journey. We offer services from helping you choose a major to 20-minute resume critiques as well as graduate school preparation. It's important to remember that the Center for Career Development is not a mandatory service, so you will need to be intentional about scheduling an appointment with our office. Our office also hosts various programs and events. These include networking events, professional portraits, on-campus interviews, and career fairs. For a list of upcoming events, please visit our website, career.uconn.edu. When do you think a student should visit the Center for Career Development? Many of you might say junior or senior year. We have found that students often have traditional beliefs about career. There is a false idea of career development where individuals believe career services is just for finding a job for after graduation, or that there is an exact timeline to follow. Throughout this presentation, we will explore the various ways in which our office can support you while at UConn. But before we do so, let's talk about why we're here today: your resume. At the Center for Career Development, we help you to view your resume as a roadmap. Resumes not only highlight your top skills, but they also illuminate the areas where you can grow and develop. When you come to UConn, you arrive with a unique set of skills and experiences which kickstart your career journey. These skills and experiences may be having strong organizational skills from working as a volunteer at the library, or time management skills from participating in sports. Throughout this assignment, you will learn the differences between a resume you wrote in college and the one you are currently developing. A college resume is a personal marketing tool with the goal of obtaining part-time jobs, research positions, leadership positions on campus, admissions to academic programs or graduate schools, or even full-time jobs. Think about what you see yourself doing as a profession in the future. What skills do you need to obtain a position like this? Do you currently have any of these skills on your resume? Are you missing any of the necessary skills? Using your resume as a roadmap will help you uncover what skills you already have and which skills you need to obtain. During your time at UConn, you will find new roads or opportunities that will help you build your skill set. Building your undergraduate resume as a first-year student allows you to look ahead and map out the different opportunities available to you. So with all of these resources and services available, where do you get started? We would like to see you use your resume as a roadmap. On your resume, you will document your accomplishments, but also notice areas where you can build your skills. Additionally, are the skills you possess reflected on your resume? In the next sections, we will observe the ways you can evolve your high school resume into your college resume. Today we will see how Wiley updates her high school resume. First, we will start with contact information. At the top of your resume, you will list your full name, address, phone number, and email. Your name should be in large, bold letters. Underneath your name, list your address. You can use your home address or your school address, but only choose one. Make sure you write out your full address. States are the only thing that should be abbreviated in this section, so words like drive, avenue, and street should all be written out. Include a phone number that has a professional voicemail set up. Then list your UConn email address. Using your UConn email address associates you with one of the top public universities in the country and connects you to the many employers UConn works with. If you choose to use a personal email address, make sure it's professional. Old emails such as sportsgirl20@gmail.com are no longer acceptable. Also, if you have a LinkedIn account, we recommend you including your personalized LinkedIn URL in your contact section of your resume. You can personalize your URL in the settings of your LinkedIn profile. Now that Wiley has updated her contact information, the next section on her resume is the objective statement. As a first-year student, you may not be applying for any specific position or in a particular field. However, when you have something specific you are applying for, be sure to include an objective statement. It makes a good impression and allows you to showcase your interests and skills to the employer immediately. Objective statements include the following components: type of position or the title of the position you are applying for, the company, organization, field, or industry, and the top 2 to 3 skills you possess that are most relevant to the position. Generally, these skills can be found in the position's description. For example, if you are seeking to obtain a part-time summer job as a lifeguard, you might include skills such as teamwork, problem solving, and communication. These skills you have in your objective statement should be showcased throughout your resume by various experiences, activities, organizations, and other opportunities you become involved with throughout your time at UConn. Next is the education section. List University of Connecticut, stores, Connecticut. Do not abbreviate UConn. Under that, list your degree. For most students, it will be listed as Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science followed by your major. Next to your degree, list the month and year you will graduate. Students who are undecided on a major or are in the ACES program can write Bachelor of Arts, undeclared major, and then the month and year you will graduate. Underneath, you can write emerging academic interest and then the major you are thinking about selecting. If you have a minor, concentration, or track, you can list that underneath your degree. If you are in the honors program, list your degree and write honors program underneath. Although you do not currently have a GPA, consider adding it next semester if you have a 3.0 or above. To do so, list your GPA out of a 4.0 scale directly underneath the line with your degree. Next to your GPA, you can list academic awards or scholarships that you may have received. As a first-year student, you can list your high school information underneath your UConn information, but you want to use the same format. Instead of saying Bachelor of Arts or Science, you will say high school diploma. However, now that you are in college, it is important to remember that your high school information should be removed from your resume by your junior year. The experiences section on your resume is where you can list different paid and unpaid experiences, including part-time jobs and internships. For each experience, there are several components you must include. Start off by listing the name of the company or organization you were a part of. Then, list the city and state where they are located. You'll then include your job title and the month and year you started and ended the position. If you are currently still working there, you can write your start month and year and then write present. The activities section on your resume has a similar format to the experience section, but it's in a separate category. Here you can list clubs, organizations, and other experiences you've been involved with on and off campus. After you have the basic information written for each experience and activity, you will write bullet point statements underneath. In general, each experience should have between 1 to 5 bullet point statements depending on the level of involvement and how relevant it is to the position you're applying for. We will learn more about bullet point statements later in this presentation. All experiences within each section should be organized in reverse chronological order. That means you will list your most recent experience directly below the section heading and then continue listing experiences ending with the oldest position. This allows employers to see what you are currently involved in, but also highlights your background and how you progressed to where you are now. Another section to include on your resume is the skills section. These are different from the skills you've listed in your objective statement. They should be hard skills, which are skills that are specific teachable abilities that can be defined and measured, such as the ability to use a software program or speak a foreign language. In Wiley's high school resume, you can see that she listed transferable skills like time management, teamwork, and communication. These skills should not be included in your skills section. She also listed her skills altogether. We recommend that you separate your measurable skills into different categories, such as language, computer, or laboratory. You may also use descriptors before each section, such as proficient in, basic knowledge of, or fluent in. Do not say you are proficient in a program or fluent in a language that you are not. Regardless of your major, it is important to put computer skills on your resume, even if they are general programs like Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. Skills will vary for each major, industry, and field, so be sure to find out what skills are needed for your specific area of interest. The interest section of your resume is optional. However, it can give an employer an idea of who you are outside of work and school. You might even have a similar interest as someone who's interviewing you, which can spark a conversation during your interview. Be sure to include things that are unique to you. Avoid interests like going on social media or watching TV. Now that Wiley has updated the different sections of her resume and organized each section in reverse chronological order, let's talk about formatting. When creating your resume, you want to make a good first impression. It should be neatly organized and follow some general guidelines. Typically, your resume should be 1 page in length, though some graduate school programs and industries may require longer. Your margins should be between 1/2 inch to 1 inch wide on all sides. Your font size should be between 10.5 and 12, while your name should be larger and bolder at the top of your resume. Your section headings may be larger. In every experience on your resume, you should include the core 4. This includes the name of the company or organization, the position title, the start to end date or present, and the location. You'll want to make sure that when you format each experience on your resume, you use bold and italics consistently throughout the document. In other words, if you bold the company name and italicize the position title in your first experience, you should continue that formatting for every experience following. You should also choose a common professional font for your resume such as Times New Roman or Garamond. Avoid using unprofessional fonts such as Comic Sans or one that will be difficult to read. Continuing with general guidelines of creating a resume, avoid using tables or grids. Additionally, do not use templates. While templates may look nice, they are pre-designed with grids and fonts which make adding content in the future very challenging. Templates also cannot be read by applicant tracking systems, which many large companies use for their applications online. Avoid using abbreviations, except for states as well as industry technology or certifications such as CPR. Check your resume many times to make sure there are no typos in your document. Also, look out for personal pronouns as they should not be included in your resume. Lastly, pay attention to tense. For experiences which have ended, your starting action verb should be in past tense. For experiences that are still occurring, your action verb should be in present tense. Now we will learn more about bullet points. Bullet points are 1 to 2 lines that describe what was accomplished or learned in a certain experience. Bullet points are the most critical component of your resume because they allow the reader to understand how each experience relates to the one you are applying for. Bullet point statements also allow you to describe the quality of your work and capitalize on your transferable skills. In the next few slides, we will learn how Wiley updated her bullet points on the left to the ones on the right. Transferable skills are abilities, attributes, and personal qualities obtained during your studies and experiences that you can use across industry lines. You may have previously heard these called soft skills. Your bullet points are where you can express your transferable skills that you shouldn't include in the skills section of your resume. Each bullet point you write is an opportunity to express a different transferable skill. Every bullet point should explain three things: what task or responsibility you completed, how you completed the task or responsibility, and why you completed it. The what can be the situation or task, such as read articles. The how covers which skills you utilize to complete the task or responsibility, such as editing, communicating, writing, proofreading, and analyzing. Think about the transferable skills we talked about in the last slide, and which of those you may have used. The why of your bullet point is the outcome or reason for the task. For example, the why is to help staff have accurate information and make sure articles were clearly understood. Putting it all together, you should explain what your task was, which skills you used to complete that task, and what the outcome or result of the task was. Consider including numbers and other details to your bullet points to add more context to your experience. Additionally, an easy way to incorporate the how into your bullet point is to choose a strong starting action verb that expresses the transferable skill. In this example, the student might start their bullet with edit or analyze. Now the next step is tailoring your resume. Tailoring your resume means to adjust and edit your resume to each specific opportunity you are applying to. Tailoring your resume demonstrates to the hiring manager that you care about that specific job and that you are willing to take the additional time to have your resume reflect that interest. Tailoring also shines a light on the applicable experiences and skills that you have which are a requirement of the job. Lastly, you can increase your chances of success. Now the key to all of your bullet points is tailoring them for the experience for which you are applying. The first step is thinking about the purpose of your resume and what you are using it for. First, you take your desired position. For this example, we are using our resume to apply to a tour guide at the University of Connecticut. Now we look at the previous experience that we are writing the bullet point for. The position we are using in this example is a cashier at the grocery store. Looking at both experiences, our goal is to identify a shared skill between the desired position and the previous experience. This is the skill or the how that you will be highlighting in your bullet point. Defining a shared skill requires a little bit of reflection. So, what do these two positions have in common? The first is knowledge of the organization. As a cashier, you must be knowledgeable about where things are located in the store and what is available. Tour guides must also be knowledgeable of the campus, where things are, and what programs and services are available. In both positions, the employee must have strong communication skills. You can also look back on the list of transferable skills we looked at before to help you identify a shared skill. The shared skills between these experiences are information recall and communication. The reason why going through this process is so important is that even though one of your past experiences might not seem related to your desired position, you can show the reader how you have developed skills that are relevant to and necessary for the position. With the shared skill in mind, this student can create a tailored bullet point such as communicate effectively with guests, demonstrating a strong knowledge of store merchandise and ensuring a positive customer experience. Using what you've learned in the previous slides about bullet points, pause this video here and choose one bullet point on your resume to edit. We have already learned how we can tailor our resumes by editing our bullet points. However, you can also tailor your resume by editing your sections and your skills. You can reorder or rename some of your sections to showcase your relevant experiences. For example, you might have a section titled Relevant Experience, and some students might title their sections more specifically. For example, a student in the School of Engineering might have a section titled Engineering Project Experience, where they can include course projects. Your skills section is also a place where you can showcase these skills that are related to the purpose of your resume. Depending on the purpose of your resume, there can be a variety of measurable skills listed, such as computer, language, social media, certifications, application programming, laboratory, and licenses. It is a good idea to look at the qualifications and requirements listed on the job application to see what measurable skills they are looking for in applicants. From there, you can include the related skills that you possess in your skills section. Take a look at these two resumes. This is an example of how tailoring your resumes makes a big difference. The experiences and abilities included in these resumes are exactly the same. However, Jonathan Husky showcased his skills differently in both of them. On Resume A, Jonathan created a section titled Museum Experience to highlight his relevant experience. Additionally, he created a more tailored objective statement to introduce his skills. It is important to tailor your resume to showcase your skills and experiences so you present as a strong candidate. You built your resume, but what's next? Let's explore how Wiley uses her resume as a roadmap to plan her next steps. Ever since Wiley was young, she wanted to be a teacher. She goes to UConn to study English with the plan to apply to the NEAG School of Education in her second year. After working on her resume, she notices she has experience working with children as a camp counselor, but no direct teaching experience. Wiley goes to the involvement fair and later joins a club to gain experience working in education and teaching young students. After one semester, Wiley realizes that she doesn't enjoy working with kids in a school setting and becomes nervous that she chose the wrong major. Confused and worried, Wiley goes to the Center for Career Development and meets with a career coach. She explains that she loves being a camp counselor, but she doesn't like teaching. The career coach asks her what she enjoys about working with students at the summer camp, and Wiley says, "I like supporting children when they are sad, helping kids break out of their shell and make new friends, and helping kids find new hobbies and activities they enjoy." The career coach introduces Wiley to the center's career communities. After exploring the various pages, they land on the Education and Social Services page, and Wiley becomes excited to learn more about working with children as a social worker. Wiley and the career coach look at her resume again to identify skills and areas for growth in order to outline some goals. Wiley decides she'd like to gain more experience in order to make a decision about what she wants to do. Getting involved with clubs and organizations is a great way to strengthen teamwork skills and is also an opportunity to one day hold a leadership position in a club. The career coach recommends that Wiley explore other majors and look at some courses in human development and family sciences and psychological sciences to potentially take next semester as the coursework aligns with social work. Wiley also expresses her need to find a job in order to pay for books and other expenses. After Wiley met with the career coach, she used UContact to search for some clubs and organizations. Wiley learns about a volunteering opportunity at an organization where she can mentor children in local schools who are going through some sort of change such as divorce, death in the family, or moving. Over her second semester, she teaches young children in local schools coping mechanisms through creative activities. Wiley uses JobX to search for student jobs on campus to continue to develop her skills and gain more experiences. As she gains experience and takes new classes, Wiley regularly updates her resume and adds new skills and opportunities. She also thinks about the skills she has yet to gain and searches for more opportunities on and around campus where she can gain those skills. So how will you use your resume as a roadmap to success? Your career journey is not linear. There will be twists and turns and new experiences that give you insight on your next steps. The Center for Career Development provides you with the tools and resources to identify your strengths and plan your next steps. Now that you have created your first undergraduate resume, you can begin using your resume as your roadmap moving forward. The Center for Career Development is here to help you explore your options and make the most of your time at UConn. Now that you've completed this webinar, you will upload your resume to Handshake. Following that, you will schedule and attend a 20-minute virtual resume critique with our office. After your appointment, you will update your resume utilizing the information you've learned from this webinar as well as the information learned from your 20-minute resume critique. After that, you will upload your resume packet to Husky CT. Your resume packet includes your first draft resume, an updated resume, and a confirmation of your Career Center appointment attendance. For more information and support from the Center for Career Development, please visit career.uconn.edu and follow us on social media for information about future events and programs.